You've just inherited a home in Orange County. Along with the memories, you've also inherited a massive financial decision. Should I sell my house or rent it out? This isn't a random house. It's a home filled with a lifetime of moments, and now you have to make a choice that could seriously impact your financial future. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down the real numbers on selling versus renting. We'll cut through the confusion and give you a clear framework to help you figure out the most profitable path for your Orange County probate home. Before we get into the numbers, let's just acknowledge the tough spot you're in. Inheriting a property through probate in California is a unique kind of challenge. Probate is the formal court-supervised process of settling an estate, and when a house is involved, it adds extra layers of complexity and time. You're not just dealing with the emotional weight of losing someone, you're also trying to navigate a legal process that usually takes about 12 months. This delay is a huge factor. Unlike a normal home sale, you can't decide to sell on Tuesday and list the house on Friday, depending if full or limited authority impacts the court's involvement with the sale of the home. This means you're under pressure to make a major financial decision while you're still grieving and stuck on a legal timeline you can't control. This mix of emotion, financial pressure, and legal red tape is why so many heirs feel completely overwhelmed. The choice between selling and renting isn't just about money. It's about finding the right path for you and your family during a really difficult time. At this time, it is good to start to interview probate attorneys. Contact me for a list that I can recommend. I would be happy to support and accompany you to your introductory meeting. All right, let's get started with the first and often simplistic option, selling the property. For a lot of heirs in Orange County, this is the way to go, and for some very good reasons. The biggest pro is getting a lump sum of cash. Once the probate process is done and the house is sold, the money gets distributed to the heirs. That infusion of cash can be life-changing. In a market as valuable as Orange County, selling a probate property can provide some serious and immediate financial security. Beyond the money, selling offers a clean break. You completely avoid all the headaches of being a landlord. You won't have to worry about finding tenants, getting late-night calls about a broken pipe, or trying to understand California's complex landlord-tenant laws. There are no ongoing maintenance costs, no surprise bills for a new roof, and no empty months where you're paying the mortgage and taxes with no rent coming in. Selling just makes the estate settlement process simpler. Once the home is sold, the debts get paid, the rest of the cash goes to the heirs, and you're done. It's a process with a clear beginning, middle, and end. But of course, there are financial trade-offs. Selling isn't free. You'll have to cover the cost of the sale, which usually include closing costs, realtor's compensation, and maybe some money for repairs or staging to make the home look its best. And maybe the biggest financial downside of selling is missing out on future appreciation. The Orange County real estate market has a long track record of strong growth. By selling now, you get that immediate payout, but you give up the chance to see the property's value keep climbing over the next 5, 10, or 20 years. Finally, tax laws give you a big break with the step-up in basis, where the property's cost basis is reset to its value when you inherited it, which often means you pay little to no capital gains tax. Even you still got to talk to a tax professional to understand exactly how it applies to you. Now let's flip the coin and look at what happens if you decide to keep the home and become a landlord. This path is often seen as a way to build long-term generational wealth, and it's definitely appealing. The most obvious benefit is creating a steady, passive income stream. A rental property in Orange County can bring in serious monthly cash flow that covers property taxes, insurance, and other costs, with profit left over for you. That consistent income can supplement your salary or become a key part of your retirement plan. And right alongside that income is the power of long-term appreciation. By holding on the property, you're letting your asset grow in value. While the stock market goes up and down, real estate in a prime spot like Orange County has historically been a very stable and appreciating asset. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about letting the market do the work for you over time. Renting also comes with tax benefits. As a landlord, you can deduct a lot of the ownership costs, like mortgage interest, property taxes, and operating expenses. A huge one is depreciation, a non-cash deduction that lets you write off the value of the building over time, which can seriously lower your taxes you pay on your rental income. But being a landlord comes with a very real challenge. The biggest con is the responsibility. Let's be clear, being a landlord is a job. It means managing tenants, handling repairs, and making sure the property follows all the local and state laws. A lot of heirs hire a property manager, but that service comes with a price. Typically 8 to 10% of the monthly rent in Southern California, which eats directly into your profit. But the absolute game changer for heirs in California is Proposition 19. This is what you absolutely have to know. If you inherit a home and decide to rent it out, instead of moving in yourself, the property almost certainly be assessed at its current market value. This can make the annual property tax bill jump from a few $1,000s to tens of thousands, potentially wiping out your entire rental profit. On top of that, some Orange County neighborhoods have HOAs with strict rules on rentals, which might just make the decision for you. Theory is nice, but let's make this real. Let's run the numbers on a hypothetical but very typical inherited home in Irvine. Imagine you've inherited a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and it's fully paid off. Its current fair market value is $1.6 million. Scenario 1, you decide to sell. First, the sale price is $1.6 million. From that, we subtract the cost. Let's estimate selling costs at 6% to cover real estate compensation and fees. That's $96,000. Let's also budget another $15,000 for some fresh paint, landscaping, and minor repairs to get top dollar. Your total costs are about $110,000. So you take that $1.6 million sale price, subtract $110,000 in costs, and you walk away with approximately $1,489,000 before taxes. Thanks to the step up in basis, you probably won't owe any capital gains. That is a massive, immediate pile of cash. Scenario 2, you decide to rent it. Now let's say you rent it out. A 3-bedroom house in Irvine could plausibly rent for about $5,000 a month in today's market, which is $60,000 a year in gross income. But now we have to factor in the huge impact of Proposition 19. Let's say your parents had a low property tax bill of just $5,000 a year. Because you're not living there, the county will reassess it. A conservative property tax rate in Orange County is about 1.25%. So 1.25% of the $1.6 million value means your annual property tax bill is now $20,000. Let's add up the estimated annual expenses. Property tax, $20,000. Homeowners insurance, $2,000. Property management at 9%, $5,400. Maintenance vacancy fund, 10% of the rent, $6,000. Your total annual expense are really $33,400. Now take your annual rent of $60,000 and subtract your expenses at $33,400. Your net annual cash flow before income taxes is $26,600. That's about $2,216 a month. This income is taxable, and deductions like depreciation will help. So the choice becomes crystal clear. Do you want nearly $1.5 million in cash tax-free right now? Or do you want an annual income of about $26,000 plus whatever the home appreciates, while taking on all the risk and hassles of being a landlord? How to make your decision. Seeing those numbers, how do you pick the right path? There's no single answer for everyone. It really boils down to asking yourself 3 honest questions. 1, what do you need financially right now? Do you or the other heirs need a big lump sum of cash to pay off debt, buy your own home, or just get your finances in order? If the answer is yes, selling is often the most logical move. 2, can you actually handle being a landlord? Do you have the savings to cover a new roof or a month without a tenant? Do you have the emotional energy to deal with tenant issues even if you have a manager? If not, the stress of renting might not be worth the income. 3, have you done your tax homework? It's the single biggest financial factor in this whole decision. You absolutely need to talk to a CPA or tax advisor who can run the numbers for your property. You have to know exactly what that new tax bill would look like. The decision to sell or rent your Orange County property is one of the biggest financial choices you'll ever make. It's not just about the numbers, it's about your lifestyle, how much risk you can tolerate, and what you want for your future. Selling gives you cash right away and a clean, simple end to your duties as an heir. Renting offers the chance to build long-term wealth through income and appreciation. But it comes with huge responsibilities, financial risk, and game-changing tax consequences because of Proposition 19. There is no one-size-fits-all answer here, but by breaking down the numbers, being honest with yourself about what you really want and need, and getting professional advice, you can make a smart, confident decision that honors your family's legacy and secures your own financial future. If you're facing this decision in Orange County and need someone to help you run the numbers for your property, my contact below is in the information that's provided. I help families navigate this exact process every single day. And if this video helped bring you some clarity, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe for more nonsense real estate advice.